Yo, 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 what's up, you guys? Today's Friday night, and you know who I am. My name is Adrian. Today we'll be talking our talk about WWE Legends. So we're gonna talk about the early '90s and the early 2000s, all through WWE, through DCW, ECW. But I did grow up in the '90s, but I didn't watch wrestling in the '90s. I grew up in the early '20s. So yeah, let's get it, man. Tell you who you are, man. How's your day, man?
What's up? What's up, Primo Adrian? The Sports 4177, man. This is Tunes of Truth Lopez. Glad to be on here with you. And you know what, man? I grew up on the WWF side, but I do love the WWE. With all, let's get it going, man. Let's
All
crack it
right.
on.
All right, who's your favorite wrestler all time growing up?
Oh my God, my favorite wrestler was Hulk Hogan, hands down,
Mm-hmm.
hands down, man. Hulk Hogan. I mean, that guy right there. I mean, he was like the pinnacle
Mm-hmm.
of the WWF era when I was growing up, man.
Mm-hmm.
He's
So
my
how
favorite.
how old are you since you started watching wrestling?
Oh my God. Oh, when I started watching wrestling, Jesus, my
Mm-hmm.
brothers, my brother's friends would watch wrestling a lot on, you know what I mean? They would always like talk about like stuff, like they would wear the Hulk Hogan shirts with the rips and the back and all that. Like, and I didn't know what that was. I think I was young, but
Uh-huh.
I was wanting to know what was that. And they were like the Hulkster, this and
Mm-hmm.
Ultimate Warrior. They're talking about all these guys. And then one day I started watching it. And I was like, man, I was like mesmerized when Hulk Hogan came out. And then everything he would preach when he would say, take your vitamins, make sure you work out, say your prayers. And I don't know. It was just the get down that he was rolling with was just spectacular. And ever
Mm-hmm.
since then, I was just a straight up Hulk Hogan fan. There, I still am to this day. But,
Wow.
but that's what it
Like
is.
mine's is the Undertaker because he was a dead man. I saw some of his good matches. It was really good with him. This dude is like the Lord of Darkness. They call him the Ministry of Darkness. He has so many nicknames. The Dead Man, the Phenom. They call him the Big Devil. I remember the Undertaker used to ride his bike through the entrance, man. And then when his brother took him down, the Bear in the Light match, and he raised again as the Dead Man. Man, Undertaker is like the one of the favorite wrestlers I've used to watch, man. For now, I'm still the Undertaker fan, but there's so many wrestlers I like. But I'll give the Undertaker. He's a Hall of Fame this year, and then this guy has shown all respect. But the Undertaker, hands up, he's a really good wrestler. But yeah, so I started how old I was watching wrestling. I was about maybe 10 or 11 years old. My cousin got me to wrestling because like, dude, you need to watch wrestling, dude. There's good wrestlers and it was good ones too, and then I see the Hardy Boys. Who's this Hardy Boys? Are they real brothers or just fake brothers? But no, they were brothers, and you see the Dudleys, Edge and Christians, and
Oh, yeah, yeah.
there's so many guys out there that who the hell they are, and then
Yeah.
they were big and tall, and then they're like, those guys are strong, they can fight. But man, it was a good memories about my cousin. Then my cousin has stopped watching wrestling. He been telling me, "Oh, W is fake," but we understand W is fake. But it's fun to watch their entertainment. But at the same time, it was really fun back then.
Oh, yeah. Most definitely, man. I mean, we used to mimic everything. I remember we would
Mm,
sit there and mimic
uh-huh,
right after a WWE. It would air on TV back in the day. We would all get together and then we would get we would go
mhm,
outside and get and put like a bunch of well, back then, no, we didn't even use. Well, actually, we'd just go straight to the room. You know what I mean? We'd be jumping off the bed and doing all kinds of crazy moves. I mean, I don't know. It was just the inspiration from all the wrestlers. Like, I mean, speaking of like, for instance, like speaking of the Undertaker, when he first came out, I was like, whoa. You know what I mean? Because when he,
mhm,
he came out, like when he came out with that his sidekick with the urn and all that, that
mhm,
was just crazy. And then the way he would get up,
mhm,
I was like, man, but you know what? Undertaker, he's one of my top ones too, man. But you know what? It's hard
mhm,
because it's like WWE was kind of like another era from
mhm,
WWF. But like honestly, like if you would ask me who was my top wrestler, of WWE, I would probably say Undertaker hands down too. I would agree with you on that one because
Yeah, I agree with
he's
you.
a damn phenom. He was
Yeah,
just everything he did to the T was just he made everything spooky and everything. And then when he brought out his brother Kane, I was like, whoa, that was a trip.
yeah. I think back in that time in 2002 or 2003, I remember. Do you remember Jeff Hardy when he was always in stream? He's like one of my favorite wrestlers all time. Early in 2000s, and then before he got released from WWE, man, Jeff Hardy was like, I don't know, this guy can fly everywhere. He takes a risk like ladders, and whatever he gets up in the ladder, he's up there. He was trying to do a swanton bomb with a move. Like, how this guy does it? He just like someone can land on the table. He's like, oh my god, I never seen this before. But yeah, I think Jeff Hardy he was a good dude. But if I grew up in the '90s while watching WS2, I think I would like in the '90s and who will be my favorite wrestler. I can say Bret Hart or Shawn Michaels because Shawn Michaels was really good fighter. He was a good dude, but I remember him and Bret Hart were used to be rivals for a long time, and they still go at it. But after later, they're friendship now, and then they got together. And I was like, hey, you know what? I'm sorry that because I remember that school job. I didn't watch it, but I heard about what happened at the Montreal, Canada, and when Vince McMahon screwed up Bret Hart, it's like, man, you screwed up, dude. I never seen what he did, but I think Bret Hart and Shawn Michaels. If I did grow up in the '90s watching wrestling, I would have liked Bret Hart or Shawn Michaels. By the early 2000s, it's more like the Undertaker.
Hey, but they were the Heart Foundation. There was three of them, right?
They're more, dude.
There's more on the Heart Foundation because I know there was Bret
Hmm.
Hart, and then there was Shawn Michaels, and then
Yeah.
there was the other dude.
No, Shawn Michaels was not our foundation. He wasn't a part of it. He was a degeneration with Triple H. Remember when back in the '90s when him and Triple H were Shawn Michaels and Triple H was he was in the degeneration X. Remember they used to be a part of DX. It was with China and them. Remember?
Yeah. Oh yeah, yeah, yeah.
Remember they used to prank on what's his name, The Rock and a nation domination or something. They used to prank on the Rock for you and then all them and used to dress up and I that was like I heard about so many memories, but my stepdad told me about that.
Yeah, yeah.
Hmm. Uh huh. Because remember, Bret Hart used to have Aaron Hart. They used to have I forgot his name. I know his name is, but he already passed away. But his daughter, right now, she's currently wrestling right now. But there was more foundation, I think foundation or something like that.
No, there was only three. I'm could have sworn there was only three of them though, and that I can't remember the other guy's name. He was
Yeah,
like he was a chunky one. Like
I had to let me look. I know we used to have. Let me see.
yeah, there was three of them. My favorite was Bret Hart. He was the one with the cool ass glasses, huh?
Yeah,
He's
there's
my
a lot.
favorite.
Yeah,
The
man.
Heart Foundation, dude. That was cool, like, cause it makes you wonder, like, what these guys came
Oh,
off in
Jimmy
fucking
Hart.
pink
It's
and
Jimmy Hart and Nerd Hart.
yeah, yeah, there you go. But Shawn
Mhm.
wasn't Shawn Michaels part of it too?
No, he was in the part of DX. Remember?
There you go. There
Yeah,
you
because
go.
remember.
Owen Hart. Oh, Owen wasn't
Remember?
Owen Hart the one? Owen
Yeah,
Hart. He passed away from doing like a Mino. Like I remember
yeah. He
they
tried
said that
to.
he did like something. He jumped off a steel cage or something.
No, he climbed up like a roof or something, trying to
Yeah,
go
and
to the entrance, and then he didn't make it, and he fell in the ring.
yeah, it was a stunt. It was a stunt gone bad, huh?
Yeah, and he broke the when you landed. I don't know what he had, but I remember he fell down and boom, and it just you know. But yeah, that was crazy when it happened, man. I read about like, man, I would not do that crap. If I found out, I'm already dead. But no, it was just I thought it was gonna be fake, but it was really real that happened to him. It's like it's not entertainment or anything, but it was really real that he did hurt himself, and then the next day in the hospital he was already dead. I think. Yeah, but yeah, W is really dangerous, dude. So, what's your favorite match all time in WWE and WWF?
My favorite, well, Hulk Hogan. You're
No,
talking about
no,
Hulk
your
Hogan.
favorite matches. Your
Oh,
match. Yeah, let me get my
my
tab.
favorite matchups.
Not match. Like like steel cage and ladder match and all that. Like, what's your favorite wrestlers? No, like you used to watch like for example, like my favorite match was Triple H, Shawn Michaels, and Chris Benoit for the heavyweight championship. But what's your favorite match? I'm trying to make you simple. Like your favorite match all time.
I would say my favorite matchup of all time that blew my mind was Hulk Hogan and Ultimate Warrior. That shit was like wham. When that shit
Mhm.
went down, I was like, yo, because I liked Ultimate Warrior too, so it was kind of hard for me to choose. Like I was rooting for both sides, but at the end of the day, I was
Mhm.
going for Hulk Hogan, man.
Mhm. What do you think about Hulk Hogan turning heel on his fans become an NWO? How'd you feel like when Hulk Hogan, like, man, I'm telling man, I'm being what's the name, Scott Hall and Kevin Nash. What do you think was your action will be? What's your action, man?
My action?
Yeah, when Hulk Hogan became an NWO with Kevin Nash and Scott Hall, because he was a bad guy when he was in WCW. I don't know if you ever watch it, but
My favorite matchup?
no, a matchup when Hulk Hogan turned heel, when he turned a bad guy, when
Oh,
he
that was sad, man. When that shit went down.
yeah, when he became an NWO. I didn't watch
Yeah.
it, but I heard about it. But how did you feel like? Did you think he should have been a good guy on the good side, or he should have been the bad guy? I don't know.
Nah, you know what? It threw my mind.
Uh-huh. Did you feel like disappointed or something? Did you feel like, man, he was my hero? He tells me what everyone tells me, and then because Hulk Hogan used to be a bad guy when he was in NW. Man, he was like straight up, man.
Nah. You know what? When he did that,
Uh-huh.
that was just crazy to me when he did that.
Uh-huh. I know it's crazy what he did. I remember when he came to save, was it Macho Man? I think when he's trying to save him and it didn't happen, and that's when Hogan, when he turned heel, turned a bad guy, and I remember he was like, you know what? He changed the new world, man. Hulk Hogan was a bad dude. I never seen Hulk Hogan being a bad dude. I thought he was like more face. He was like more like cheering everyone and getting his reaction. But I remember he teamed up. He teamed up with Kevin Nash and Scott Hall. Man, they were like three leaders for the NWO. But NWO grew quite longer. Like in the early late '90s to 2000s. Man, NWO was like a dude. That was awesome when they did. But I always want to see those two matches, between NWO and DX. I always want to see those two matches. Would be my dream match.
Yeah. Fuck yeah, man.
Uh huh.
Yeah.
Because it's kind of funny because X Pac. I don't know if you remember X Pac used to be a 1, 2, 3 guy. What's his name? You remember him?
Which one?
X Pac.
Which one? Say
X
again?
Pac. X Pac. You know that guy from? I'm sorry. X Pac, the one he used to wrestle for. He used to team up with. Well, he used to be with DX and NWO. Remember X Pac?
I think so.
Yeah, like he had a long hair, he had a beard, and he's good friends with Shawn Michaels and Triple H, Kevin Nash, and then some other guys. And I remember they got together one time in the silk cage and they'll hug each other. And I don't know what group they were, but I remember who he was. But I remember what he did, but I remember he used to be in an NWO, and then from there he went to DX. But that's kind of funny that he did that. But it was kind of funny.
Yeah, it was, man.
Uh huh. So for the Hulk Hogan, I don't know how you say his reaction. You like about what he did, like for the fans to cheer for him, or did you like what he inspired you, or did he make you feel like, I don't know, what he what he make you feel? What he make you feel like? You think he was one of the greatest wrestlers all time, or you know, I don't know if he, I don't know.
I don't know, man. I mean, honestly, when we're still talking about NWO,
Yeah, NWO when Hulk Hogan was like, why did he turn a bad guy? You should have been a good guy.
I'm telling you, that shit blew my mind because I was like, what's going on here? You know what I mean?
Uh huh.
I didn't even expect that to happen. I was like, what? When
Hmm.
he first came out like that and he dyed his beard black and everything, I was like,
Hmm.
what?
Hmm. How about the Undertaker? What do you think about the Undertaker when him and Kane used to be rivals for a long time? I remember what he did too. Remember they used to call the brothers. What's it called? They used to call brothers. I know that the last one, but remember the Undertaker and Kane used to fight each other, and they trying to fight for, because remember Undertaker had a storyline about that Kane's slaying the Undertaker, that Undertaker kill his parents or Kane kill his parents or something. But that was crazy what the Undertaker and Kane. They were like brothers, and man, they had the same signature move, they had the same finisher, and I don't know who is better, the Undertaker or Kane, but I'm for sure the Undertaker is better than his older brother.
Yeah,
Hmm. So what do you think about your Undertaker and Kane? You think they're a good tag team, or not really?
yeah.
Uh-huh.
I would say I love Undertaker, but you know what? Honestly, when that thing was going on, that rivalry, I
Hmm.
was all for Undertaker. But don't get me wrong, though, I was intrigued by Kane because
Uh-huh.
I wanted to know what was his backstory.
Hmm.
You know what I mean?
Yeah, I know me, man.
Hell yeah, but at the same time, overall, I was like, fuck it, I want Undertaker to do what he's got to do. You know what I mean? It was a good story.
Hmm.
It was intriguing.
Hmm.
It was a good story, man, to listen to.
I know the Undertaker's. This dude can make you chills, dude. Like wherever he walks in the entrance, he just is this making you like he's just making you those chills. Like like I don't know how he does it, but that guy just freaked me out sometimes. But yeah, I remember what he did. All right, for the other one, what do you think about Triple H, Stone Cold, The Rock? They all grew up in that around WF Attitude area, but what do you think about them three? Who's the best? Between The Rock, Stone Cold, and Triple H.
Excuse me.
That's all right, man.
I would say The Rock, Triple H, and The Undertaker.
No, Stone Cold, Steve Austin.
No, I would say Stone Cold, man, hands down.
Uh huh. You think so?
I like the way when he'd bust out the beers and crack them together and swig them and then fucking throw them. That was a shit.
Mm-hmm. Man, Stone Cold was a beast, man. What do you think? What do you think about Stone Cold and The Rock? They used to be rivals for shit for a long time, and I remember like they fight and fight. I remember it was like in WrestleMania, what 17? I think 16 or 17. Man, I remember when I don't know how this Stone Cold became a bad guy, but I don't know, man. It's just kind of funny because he used to attack The Rock all the time, and they used to fight each other all the time. And then until the end, I see The Rock there, well, The Rock and Stone Cold like the last WrestleMania 19, and that's when The Rock won that match. But I think I can say hands up. I think The Rock is probably way better than Stone Cold. I think that's my prediction, but I think The Rock is really good because he came from like a Samoan family, so Yeah, so I give The Rock. He's a good wrestler before he became a movie star. So I give The Rock. He's like the top wrestlers all time.
Yeah, for real, man. I
Hmm.
feel you on that. But you know what?
Uh-huh.
Honestly, hands down, I still believe to this
Uh-huh.
day that Undertaker is a top dog in the WWE. Even though he's already out of it and everything, I still believe
Hmm.
he's still the top dog.
So how about like the old wrestlers? Like I don't know. There's so many more. How about like? Did you ever watch Edge and Christian and the Dudleys and Hardys match? Do you ever see them when they had their tables and ladders and chairs? Do you ever seen neither of their matches before?
Who? Say again?
Uh, Edge, Edge and Christians, the Hardys and the Dudleys when they used to fight each other on ladders and tables and tables and ladders and chairs. What are your action? What are your action with them? You know what? Who's better, the Dudleys, the Hardys, or Edge and Christian?
I would say the Hardys.
Uh huh.
I say the Hardys were just crazy.
Uh huh.
They would do the most crazy dynamic shit.
Uh huh.
And they'd pick a person up and just straight power bomb them on the table, break the tables. And then they made it so realistic when they would actually throw people into the crowd. I remember at one time, like they would fight in the crowd. Like, I don't know.
Uh
They
huh.
would just get crazy.
Mm-hmm.
I like that. I admired that. Even though we all know that wrestling at one point, I mean, at some point it's a little bit fake, but I believe a lot of it is real at some point. Like
Mm-hmm.
maybe things get out of hand,
Right.
but they still continued on. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
Because I feel like sometimes things would get way out of hand.
Uh huh.
And I was like, wow. But you know what? It's entertainment, man. But I believe they're good entertainers. The Hardys, I believe the Hardys were pretty damn good.
So
You know?
who you think who's better, Matt or Jeff? There
Oh
were
my God.
there were brothers. There were brothers. There were
Yeah,
what?
okay. How did they look? Was one of them okay? One of them would wear those glasses, huh?
No, that's Dudley's.
No, not the Dudleys. The I'm trying to remember.
Are
It's
you
been a
talking about
minute.
Okay, remember Edge and Christian used to wear glasses too. The Dudleys
That's what
always
I'm saying. Because I remember one of them would wear glasses, and that guy was crazier than shit.
Are you talking about Bubba or Devon?
One of them had glasses, and he would have tape in the middle of them.
I think it's gonna be Edge or Christian. One of the two.
Okay, one of them had tape.
One that has tape.
Like he had tape in the
Oh,
middle.
I know you're talking about. It's Devon.
I think so.
Devon Deli. Because
Yeah, he was crazy though. That guy was crazy in the wrestling era. He was like, what?
yeah, because remember when Bubba tells Devon, get the tables. Like he trying to like they trying to set the table and get the wrestler to trying to like whatever the wrestler's getting down, and that's when they Bubba and Deli's they're trying to do that 3D on the table. I don't know if you ever seen it, but I have seen it like so many times that how the hell are they gonna put a table on it? But yeah, that was pretty dope. They would do a 3D on them
Yeah.
because because remember when I don't know if you remember, but Main Young, the old lady, remember when the Bubba used to do a table on Main Young on the announcement table or on the table when and I don't know how she did it. Like, oh my god, how did freaking Bubba got on? You know, how you say he got on the grab her in the back and put her in through the table. Like, dude, Bubba, you're too much, bro. Like, I don't know how you do that, man. It's crazy.
Yeah, it was crazy, man.
No,
Yeah,
yeah,
no, but that guy with the glasses with the tape in the middle of his nose was crazy.
yeah. I remember Devon. Yeah, he was crazy, dude.
Those tag team guys were crazy.
Yeah.
I remember all that, but I mean the Hardys were good too. I remember a lot of wrestlers, but it's just I gotta remember what they were wearing because I know they all had like a signature thing they would wear. That's how I would recognize them.
Mm-hmm.
I would remember them. The Hardys, what were they known for? Were those the guys with the long hair?
Yeah, they remember Jeff used to dye his hair.
Okay,
Matt used to have black hair. Remember he used to date Lita back then. Remember
okay.
remember
So
Lita
they
had
had like there were those guys that came out kind of like with that punk type kind of
yeah,
shit, huh?
there we go.
Okay,
They're like rock
okay,
stars.
Okay, yeah, those guys were badass too. Those guys were cool.
When they used to fly out ladders and whatever they
Yeah, but
wanted
those
to.
guys, dude, those guys would fly high as shit.
Yeah, that's why they call the Den Devils. But
Yeah,
I
they
was
would
telling,
fucking jump high as fuck and do all kinds of acrobatic shit. Yeah, those guys are bad. Well, I was right then. Those
yeah,
guys were crazy, except I was just thinking about that other dude who was batshit crazy too, but he was the one with the glasses, the
yeah,
Dudleys. But
yeah.
the Hardys,
Hmm.
yeah, those guys were like high flying, like
Hmm.
they were doing like some high flying acrobatic shit, like stuff that would you wouldn't even see wrestlers at that time like do like that crazy like that. Like
Yeah, because remember, Hardy's always take a risk because whatever. Because I remember a match because I have a DVD in my room about Jeff Hardy. This dude climb up with the cage. Devon's on the table, and I guess what he did, he was trying to do a swanton bomb, and because Devon's on there on the table, and while Devon he moved, and that's when Jeff Hardy, he's like, boom, him in the chair, hitting the on the table, like, dude, how the fuck did you do that, man? Like, I never see that. But yeah, I think that was crazy. All the Hardy boys, you don't mess with those guys. They're in stream. That's how when they been back in the WF area. That's when Edge and Christian and the Hardys, they were the first tag team who were doing the ladders and all that. Because Jeff, he can take a lot of risks. I know how he does. Jeff or Matt, doesn't matter. He takes a lot of risks. But I remember they used to climb up ladders. They used to climb this. They climbed down. It's like those guys were crazy, man. But the more he was more extreme, I can say Jeff is more extreme than his other brother. I can say Jeff can take a risk anyone.
you know what? Honestly, to me, like when those guys do
Uh-huh.
when those guys come together and they come out with like a routine of how they're gonna do it, it's crazy.
Mm.
Those
Yeah.
guys would come out with a routine of how they're gonna high fly off a
Uh-huh.
turnbuckle. They would do shit like crazy shit off the ropes. It
Mm-hmm.
was just like what?
Yeah, I
But
agree.
that takes skill to do, man, and balance.
Yeah, I don't
Those
know
guys
how.
would balance themselves and jump off the ropes like it was no thing.
The reason why the Hardys been learning that because they learned it since they were teenagers. Because
Yeah.
I was watching this video when they were, because when Matt and Jeff they grew up with a single, while their dad was single, so the Hardys had a jumping house, and his brother, older brother Matt, they used to call the teen wrestling for a day. I don't know. It's called teens wrestling something. I don't know what the other word. But I remember his brother used to own his wrestling. He used to promote everything, and Matt trying to get into WWE because he wants to be in the top wrestler or he wants to be doing this. So I remember I was reading about Jeff Hardy. He was only 16 years old that he got into wrestling, dude, at a young age. He dropped in high school and he got into wrestling, dude. It's like, how did a 16-year-old kid got into the wrestling business at a young age, because he never finished school. So it's like, man, and that's when the Hardy's boys were struggling a lot. They want to get into this business, but yeah, wrestling is really hard to get into business. You have to put a lot of freaking hard work. You have to put a lot of thing in your mind, but that's really tough, dude. Like you need to get into wrestling, but I wish I get into it, but no, I can't, man. You have to be really good in wrestling. You have to do
Yeah,
such.
I would watch like behind the scenes sometimes when they would do documentaries. I remember,
Yeah. Mhm.
and those guys would wake up at the crack of dawn,
Uh huh.
and they would have to like choreograph everything down to a T.
Right.
And if something went wrong, they had to kind of like improvise
Uh
and
huh.
try to figure out another move and give the guys signals.
Uh huh.
Like it was crazy. Like they would tap him on the shoulder
Mhm.
or do something, whisper in his ear. Like they would tell him, "Okay, here we go. We're gonna do this and do that." Like it's crazy because it's like poetry in motion. It's like two guys choreographing
Uh
to
huh.
make entertainment for everybody, and everybody would go wild when they would just nail it. You know what I mean?
Mhm. Mhm.
And at the end of the day, I mean, yeah, they would a lot of wrestlers would be sore and
Mhm.
like sometimes they would even injure themselves. But you know what? I guess it was the glory of entertaining the fans. You know what I mean?
Right.
Like one of the wrestlers was like, at the end of the day, as long as the fans are happy, we're good.
Mhm. So what do you
Crazy.
So, what do you think about Eddie Guerrero? He used to be a Latino. Hey, did you ever watch his matches too?
Eddie Guerrero, I watched a few of them.
Uh huh.
He would come out kind of spectacular too, but he would come out like with the lowriders and stuff, huh?
Yeah, like back in the day. Yeah, before he.
Yeah, that was pretty dope when he would come out like that.
What do you think he was like? What do you think about him in China? He used to call her mamacita. What do you think where your action where was
I
when
don't know,
he?
dude, because China was like a beast. She was big, dude. Like she was beefed up. Like,
Uh
you know what
huh.
I mean? She was
Right.
beefed up. So she would go right there, like with her arms and
Uh huh.
everything like that.
Uh huh.
She would go right there with her arms, and she would show her arms off and everything.
Uh
I
huh.
was like, man, dude. I was like, that's crazy.
Mm-hmm.
But I mean, when you would call her that, it was just like, what? I would picture her calling him the mamacita because she was big, dude. For a
Yeah.
woman, for a woman, dude, she was fucking big, dude.
Uh huh. Yeah, I remember Eddie, dude. Like calling her mamacita. I was like, man, dude, you're all pipping with this your little rider, man. But
Yeah.
man, Eddie was like, he was funny, dude. Like I know he made everyone laugh, like entertainment, like. He make me laugh every time he's lying, cheating, still. And I remember his nephew Chavo, man. Those guys are just crack me up, dude. Like how the hell they want to lie and trying to cheat, but well, those guys are make me laugh. But I remember Eddie when he walked to the entrance, he's ready his little right, boom, boom, boom. But
Yeah, dude, because he would come out in his lowrider and he would make like he would make a statement because he was representing the raza. So he would come out, with his
yeah,
Mexican flag and he would be
right,
like, you know what I mean?
uh huh,
So that was
right,
pretty good. That was pretty cool. It was something new, something to look at. It was something fresh.
uh huh.
You know what I mean? But I mean, it worked, you know?
So, what are your action about Eddie during while when he passed away? What are your action when he passed away? Did you get sad or did you get emotional? How you feel, man?
Uh, you know what? It was a sad day, man, because you know what? You
Mm-hmm.
have one of the greats disappear like that in the
Yeah.
fashion, like, man, it's just one of those things, you
Uh huh.
know. But it was
Remember,
crazy. It was
remember
crazy.
Eddie. Remember Eddie and Chris Wall? They used to hate each other, but they're real life and friendship. But what do you think about Eddie and Chris Wall? They're two good wrestlers. They were short, but they trying to be in the height top wrestlers because they want to be a big championship. Because I don't know if you ever watched the match between Eddie versus Brock Lesnar and No Way Out. It was back in 2004, and then I think 2004, and then a couple of months later, that's when Benoit versus Shawn Michaels and Triple H in the triple threat match for the world championship. Where's your action? You think the short wrestler deserves to be in a big championship, or you should have said the lowest championship? I don't know, because Eddie and Benoit they deserve to be a championship too, because they were the top wrestlers ever. But what is your action, man?
I don't know. You know what? Honestly, I mean, I think even to this day, I think whoever has the most fans, they get the most gigs.
Uh huh.
So if you think about it, wrestling's all about gigs. Who could bring something fresh to the table?
Mhm.
Who could bring something as realistic as possible?
Mhm. Right.
And it's just like, I don't know, those guys right there were good, but it's just like, I don't know, maybe they didn't I would say like have the spark to continue to do what they did. I mean, they were doing it good, but maybe in the eyes of Ed McMahon or whoever was in charge from the WWE, maybe they could only move up so far, because in wrestling, it's like, if you think about it, they'll always have those top tier
Mhm.
wrestlers. But if
Right.
you think about it, it's the ones who are most popular,
Mhm.
you know, or who would they want to see battle?
Mhm.
It's just like when everybody for years, when WWF was around, everybody was like, man, how would that look if Hulk Hogan and Ultimate Warrior battled?
Uh huh.
And then when the Royal Rumble happened and those two were the last ones in there, that was crazy. And then
Uh
when
huh.
they actually set up a match where them just go heads up, that was
Uh-huh.
even crazier. So it was just like, whoa. And
Mhm.
same thing with the WWE. It's just like, you sit there and you think about it, like, shit, you
Mhm.
know?
Yeah, I see. Who's better, Benoit or Guerrero? Because my opinion will be Guerrero.
Yeah, I agree with you, Guerrero, man.
Because Brad was really good too. I'm not tripping him. rest in peace to him. But I remember Benoit what always wins. Like he had his own signature move. He had like the cross face, the one he put your face when he put his over he put around his arms the guy's face, and he makes that trying to make that signature move. That was
Dude,
pretty
he was
good.
short, dude. Chris Benoit was short, but his fucking forearms were huge.
Yeah, he was only like
His
five
yeah,
seven.
he was like a block.
Yeah,
And when he would wrap his arms around you, dude. His arms were so like thick, and his fucking forearms were fucking. Even his wrists were thick. It was weird.
yeah, I never seen that
Yeah, he
before.
literally you could see his forearm, his whole forearm covering the guy's face,
Uh-huh.
and it's just like, fuck. I wonder why that guy came out with that move.
Yeah, and then he
It's
had
like he's suffocating. It's like he's suffocating the opponent and
uh-huh,
twisting their neck at the same time. That's
uh-huh.
craziness right there.
And then he used to have that crossface too when he get on the top rope and he just land on people in the head, him in the head as well. That was
Yeah,
crazy, bro. Well, dude, the hell that this dude can jump, but he learned all this stuff. But yeah, I
yeah,
think
because he
Bro.
was built like a block, dude. He was like,
Uh-huh.
dude, that guy was built like a horse, dude.
Yeah, he was.
Crazy.
What do you think? How about the other wrestler? What do you think about Kurt Angle? They used to come, you suck,
I
you.
don't
Suck.
know, dude, but that guy wasn't he like a real life wrestler? Like he was like a double A or something champion,
Yeah,
college champion.
NSWA, yeah, something like yeah,
Yeah, I mean he was a real life wrestler. Like he would wrestle. Like he won a gold medal too, didn't he? Like in real life.
yeah, he did. Yeah. So what do you
I
think
don't
about
know.
Angle? You think he's a good wrestler too?
I mean that guy would wrestle in real life. I'm assume so.
Yeah, because
I mean,
remember he got to W and back in I don't know when I think he got to W like in 2000 or 2001, but I remember maybe not that one. I mean Kurt Angle, man, this guy was crazy, man. He make you like tap out. He used the ankle lock like you cannot escape that ankle lock. You know what's coming because whatever if he's ready to wrestle you, he's right there next to you. Like man, you cannot drag that dude down. But I think Krangle is one of the best wrestlers ever. Because
nah, you know what? That guy could literally stop somebody in their tracks when they would always try to like for instance, I think one time when what was that guy's name? He had that signature move and he would do the spear. It was called the spear or something like that. He would charge you. What was
uh,
his damn name? They wrestled one time and I think Kurt Angle even won that match. But I forgot his name.
uh,
But Kurt Angle, because of his wrestling background in real life, he
uh,
add the crazy thing about that is that Kurt Angle would add his real wrestling moves that he's learned, and he managed to mix it up into the WWE. How he did, like you know, not to the point where it would be realistic wrestling moves, but he would like mix it in a way, and he made it work. That's what was crazy. Like he used his Olympic level wrestling
uh,
and he made it work with his own signature moves and all that. Like when he would grab the guy and turn him around and bend their legs and all that.
uh.
That shit was crazy.
I remember when it was Kurt Angle and Brock Lesnar. Remember those two guys used to get at each other? Oh
Yeah.
man, Brock Lesnar. Oh my God, this good. This guy got tapped out from Kurt Angle one time. I don't know when was it, but I remember like, how did you got tapped out by Kurt Angle? We don't know, but I remember that match. I remember that match between Kurt Angle and Brock Lesnar at WrestleMania 19. They got added together. It was a long match too, but I never seen it, but I heard about it. It's like it was a good match between them. But I can say Brock Lesnar and Kurt Angle is like the best rival of each other. Like you can, I always like to see those guys again. But now that Brock Lesnar, he's ready in that age already. Like I'm too old because he lost that match in SummerSlam this year against Roman Reigns, and like you said, dude, you cannot stop Roman Reigns because this guy is a beast right now. Who the hell is gonna stop that dude? I don't think The Rock cannot stop him. The Rock is already too old, but Roman Reigns, who's gonna stop that guy? We don't know. But I think I don't know. I give everyone a credit good for who can be a good wrestler, but I don't know.
I mean, Brock Lesnar though, but that guy was just weird. He was like
Hmm.
the way he's built too was just crazy.
Right.
Real wide,
Uh huh.
huge back, and it's just like, what the hell?
Uh huh.
I don't know. That guy was built weird. And then when he went to MMA, that was even crazier.
Uh huh. What do you think of Brock Lesnar? You think I know he left WWE so early. You think he would have won a lot of championship in WWE? I know he has a lot of belts from WWE, but do you think he would could have stayed in WWE a little bit longer when he left?
That guy could have if he wanted to.
Yeah, but I know he came back. He came back in WWE and back in was it in 2012 when he did a F5 on John Cena. I don't know if you remember that.
Yeah,
Uh huh. What do you think about John Cena, man? You think he's a good wrestler too, or you think
John
he's
Cena's pretty
a
good. John Cena's pretty good, but I think John Cena was more for the teenagers.
ah? So what do you think about John Cena? All he dressed up like jerseys everywhere. He dressed up like all the teams, but like you ever seen that when he was rapping when he goes in the entrance? What do you think? Do you think he's a good rapper, or you think he's a more freestyle stuff? What do you think?
Nah, it was just all entertainment, man.
Uh huh.
It was just all entertainment.
Uh huh. So
I mean, he's not a real life rapper or anything, but I mean, he did. I mean, he sold, he sold himself well.
mhm.
Yeah, again, that's the whole point. It's entertainment,
Uh huh.
but he sold it well, man.
Mhm.
He sold it well.
Mhm.
But I think he was more for the teenagers because he would deal with a lot of teenager crowds and shit. He would wear the colorful stuff.
Right.
So he was good like that.
So what do you think? Let's see what else. What do you think about Triple H? I think he's a good wrestler as well. What do you think about this guy? He's big and this guy has arms just like you say. What's his name? Just like Brownwall. But what do you think about Triple H, man?
Triple H was pretty good, man.
Uh huh.
That guy was on top for a minute too. I remember
He
he was
was.
like the top dog for a minute.
Uh huh.
He had his own signature thing when he would come in the ring. He'd always have the water bottle.
Mhm.
I mean, shit. It makes you wonder, like, how did he come up with that?
Uh
But it
huh.
made it look well. You know what I mean?
Right.
The illusion of entertainment, and he made it well. He made it work with a
Mhm.
water bottle.
You think
You know
he
what I
was?
mean?
You think he was funny in DX? Because remember he used to fool around. I don't know if you ever watch it, but I remember when him and Shawn Michaels when used to fool around with Vince McMahon and used to call him a chicken because he doesn't want to be like calling names and he gets all Vince McMahon gets all butthurt. Where's your reaction? I don't know if you ever seen it, but you ever seen when Triple H and Shawn Michaels were reunited as again back in 2006? I don't know if you have seen it, but I think I remember I seen it too. Like I was surprised, like Shawn Michaels and Triple H, because I remember that too used to be rivals each other because used to fight all the time, and Shawn Michaels and Triple H never like. I guess they didn't get along with each other, but after later, like they got back together as again, and like I was really surprised. But I think Triple H gave Shawn Michaels a chance to be his tag team partner again, but it was crazy. But I love when Shawn Michaels and Triple H they make me laugh every single day, bro. I like about them too.
Yeah, Shawn Michaels was funny as hell. The moves
So
he would do, and
so
then
who's
he would fake someone out, and he would throw his sidekick.
uh-huh.
That was crazy.
So what do you think about what do you think about Triple H and Shawn Michaels? They used to team up for DX. Do you think they were funny? You think they were used to goof around? I know that was back in WF, but before it was WE. But what do you think about them two?
I thought those two were hilarious. The moves they would do.
Because
You
remember they
know,
used to, because remember they used to had Raw Dog and Billy Gunn, the bad, used to call him the badass or something like that, or Mr. Ass or whatever his name, and then they used to. I know China too and X Pac, but I remember DX, man. They were just make you laugh and talking about guys whatever, but it makes you laugh.
yeah, it was crazy, man.
hmm
Both those guys were all about messing around and doing a
hmm
bunch of shit.
hmm What do you think about Ric Flair, dude? You like about what about Ric Flair, dude?
Oh, dude, Ric Flair was one of the pioneers.
Uh huh.
I mean, that guy, he would come out with the feathers and everything. I don't
hmm
know if it was him that even started the feathers, because I remember, what was that guy's name? The one with the oh my god, Jesse Ventura.
Yeah, I remember him.
Okay, so Ric Flair was the one that actually would come out with the feathers, and I think Jesse Ventura came out like right after with that. Then Hulk Hogan started coming out with the feathers, I guess, when he was in NWO, because I wouldn't see Hulk Hogan back in the
Mhm.
day
Mhm.
when Flair was around with feathers.
Mhm.
But Ric Flair made it work, dude. I
Mhm.
believe he was the pioneer of that, with the feathers wrapped around the neck and all that, coming out with the robe
Mhm.
with his signature. Woo!
Mhm. Who do you
Made
think
it.
who is better, Batista or Brock Lesnar? They were good two beast dudes.
I think Brock Lesnar was a beast.
I remember Batista, man. He was a damn dog, dude. Like he does a Batista bomb like anyone, but I remember this dude was a beast, man. You don't touch that good. Whenever you fight him, he's right next to you, man. So you punch him or something, he snare at you. He's just looking at you like you really want to punch him, you can. And this guy can's like he's like I'm strong. But Batista, man, he's like a freaking bodybuilder, dude. Like this fool hits weights every day, dude.
Dude, that guy keeps himself in shape, dude. Like,
And
you know what I mean? Like, it's like, for instance, like when I remember when fucking Iron, nobody
mhm,
could fucking, at that time, nobody could come up and body slam him because he was so fucking big, dude. Ultimate
right.
Warrior, I believe, couldn't even body slam him. And the only one that managed to body slam him was Hulk Hogan. That shit was crazy. And Hulk Hogan barely managed to pick slam.
hmm What do you think about the Big Show? Remember the Big Show used to be 7 feet tall, and used to weigh almost like 600 something pounds. I guess it was it 600 pounds or 300 pounds.
Yeah,
I
they
don't
were
know.
trying to call him like the next Andre the Giant, but I think he was as big as Andre the Giant because Andre the Giant's hands were fucking humongous.
Will you give him a head shake like if he was still
Dude,
alive?
he would probably wrap around your whole face like easy. Like,
hmm
that'd be crazy.
I remember him, dude. I saw his hands like, damn, it's big. I always want to see the Giant and the Show face each other, but when it happened to Giant, when he passed away, I didn't find out, but I was not born yet. But I read about him, like what happened to him. But I always want to see those two guys get at it. But I don't, I don't, I will never see that.
Ah,
But
man, that was an epic matchup when Hulk Hogan went against Andre the Giant, but Big Show was pretty damn good too.
hmm
Yeah.
what do you think when I haven't ever seen it? But remember when Brock Lesnar got on top of the rope and they did the not the suplex city, but I don't know what move that he did, but. Remember when he got on top of the rope, and then Big Show was top of the rope as well, and then what's his name, Brock Lesnar got on top and landed on the ring, and it didn't explode, but it broke the ring. But I don't know if you ever
Dude,
seen that.
that shit was crazy because the whole ring literally sunk in. Like,
I never seen that before. That was
I
fucking
was like, what the hell?
that was funny, dude.
The whole ring.
Like boom, like oh,
Yeah,
that's it.
literally the turnbuckles went. They all like looked like he got swamped in. It
Mm,
was crazy.
right. Damn, that was crazy. Like, who the hell do want to do that?
Yeah, dude, that was insane. That was like an epic moment right there because when he literally went through the freaking ring.
Yeah, I remember that. What's the other one's fun? The other funny match. Funny story or funny match? Do you have like any funny stories about W? Because I know I have a few, but not a lot.
So, well, WWE, the ones that would come out with funny intros was The Rock, and he would come out like, "Can you smell?" He would always say something about pie and everything. It was just crazy. And then he would give the eyebrow and make everyone laugh. Like that shit was crazy.
Remember, who was funny? Remember Mark Henry used to call him that chocolate guy when he used to be in love with Mae Young. I don't know if you ever seen it, but I don't know if you ever seen that when he was trying to make love with Mae Love and Poetry Sweet Man Love has a baby, but it wasn't. It's like it's trying to make a fake story. It's like, bro, really, dude? That was kind of funny as well.
They would do some weird shit. Like I seen a scene, I can't remember a wrestler. He had a girl. They literally had a bet on the ring, and he was all like seducing her right there in the ring. I
Oh my.
forgot his name. I think it wasn't Edge. Was it Edge?
hmm Who Edge? Wish he did.
I don't know. It was wow. I seen it though, but it was like he had that chick on the bed,
Uh huh.
and he was all like, it was just stupid scene. And they even had some corny ass music in the background.
Mm. Who has a
Yeah.
funny entrance in WWE? All the wrestlers. Who's a funny entrance?
Oh my god! Who had the funny entrance?
Yeah, like the music, or the guys are wrestling, go in the entrance and make something funny. I don't know.
Oh my god, that's kind of hard. I don't know. A funny entrance. Son of a gun.
If I don't, I got one. I remember. Remember, Rikishi when he came out with his little thong on his ass when he was like showing his son, like
Yeah. Yeah. What the hell? Yeah. I
that's a
can't
funny
remember
entrance, man.
anybody. I can't remember anybody that came out with the funny entrance. I can't.
That was
Hmm.
so funny, dude. Like, how the fucking Rikishi showing his butthole? Like, come on, man. No one want to see that Gorgino way. It's like, come on, man. Obviously,
I don't know, dude. Like for real.
I call my stepdad Rikishi because they all look like each other, and he got so mad. Like, why'd you call me Rikishi? Because you look like him. Alright, I want to let me show you.
Fuck. Mhm.
Wait, let me share it to you. Hopefully, I don't get in trouble. But let me see this one.
What the hell?
Don't worry, Primo. I got you, man. I got you freaking
What the
covered.
hell?
I put a Raiders on your butt.
That's you. Yeah, right. Dude,
That'd be so funny.
I like a huge baby diaper or something. Like, what the hell?
You remember?
Oh,
Remember
God.
his? Do you know that Rock and Rikishi are cousins, right? Did you know that?
No, I didn't even know that.
Okay, it's funny. Okay, remember? Okay, do you know who Roman Reigns, right?
No, I didn't even know they were cousins.
Yeah, look it up. Okay, okay. You know who's Roman, right? Roman Reigns, a Korean wrestler right now, right? You know who's Roman,
Yeah,
right? Okay,
yeah.
Roman, The Rock, the Usos, Rikishi. I don't know if you remember Umaga. Remember Umaga? He used to come out with his little scary hair, and I don't know. Remember Umaga?
Yeah, yeah. What does he look like? What would he wear?
He used to wear like a towel, and used to wear he had like not tattoo face, but he had something on his face for the whole. He had like a Samoan face on his face. Remember Umaga? He used
Uh,
to he used to team up with remember that 3 in the warning? He used to team up with Rousey and them. No, what's his name? I know his name, but remember Amaga? I'm gonna have to show you. You know who's Amaga, right?
no, I don't remember. I don't remember that name. It's
Okay, let me show you. He's okay. I'm gonna show you. Watch. It's funny because if you read all of it by the internet, they're all family, all Samoans. This guy Amaga.
oh yeah, yeah, yeah.
Okay, this guy, he's Rikishi's brother.
Oh shit.
You see, because there's a lot of Samoan's family, and that's why I asked my stepdad, who's better, the Guerreros or Mangas or the our nation family. There's like so many wrestlers got into this family business to get into wrestling, and that's like wow. Because I can say who's better. I can say the Samoans are the freaking badass wrestlers because they're big, they're tall, and I don't know how they do it, but by
Oh,
my opinion, I think the Samoans are good wrestlers too. Yeah. So that's Umaga's brother. That's the Rock's cousins as well. That's Usos. I think there's their uncle too. But there's
yeah.
so many family members who wrestlers, dude. But right now, who's the beast right now? is Roman Reigns, man. You don't trust that dude, and he's a legend now. He's in the future. He's gonna be in the Hall of Fame.
You think so?
Yeah, Roman. He's this guy's a beast, man. After he got back from his cancer, I think he's gonna be in the Hall of Fame. I think Roman is like the top dog right now. I think he can. He. I know he can beat The Rock, but I can see them two like a dream match right there.
That'd be crazy. That'd be
I
crazy.
don't. Cause look, I don't know if a Rock can continue wrestle, dude. I know if he's too old to wrestle, but he's. I don't know if he'll still have a lot in tank, but I want to see them two get into a fight. But that'd be crazy right there between cousin versus cousin. Oh my god, I don't know who's gonna be better.
I don't know, man.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know. I can't call it.
Mm-hmm. If I can call it, it'd be Roman.
Think so?
Yeah. So, so what are your action? Okay, I don't know if you have read it, but remember when? I don't want to talk about it, but remember when Benoit when he killed his own family and he killed himself? What are your action? Like what do you think? How you need to like take care of your family and then not being like don't do this, But I know what Benoit did, but he did like I know it hurt his feelings, but he killed his family himself. But where's your action with that one?
With who? Say again.
When Benoit killed his family and he killed himself, what are your
Hey, you
action,
know what? That makes me wonder. Did that even really happen like that?
man?
Because I mean, why would he kill himself, kill his family, and kill himself? Like that makes no sense.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know. Like
Mm-hmm.
I don't even know. But I think I seen a little documentary on that too, where they were talking about him.
Mm-hmm.
But there's interviews with other wrestlers, and they were like, they
Mm-hmm.
didn't believe, like friends of his, they were like believing that he wouldn't do something like that. But
Mm-hmm.
I don't know, man.
I would not do that to my family like that. I know it did hurt me when Benoit did it because when they kill him and his family's like, shoot, better not do this, man. That's freaking crazy. But yeah, it's scary, man. But when my action, it was like my hair was broken. Like Benoit was like one of my other favorite wrestlers too. Like growing up watching him and seeing some of his matches, like dude, he was like the top dog. But hey, you know what? I don't know, man. It hurts, But that's why I hate when wrestlers does it, because all the drugs they use, all the steroids that you've been using. But you think the wrestler? I know now they have the policy going on, but do you think that WWE wrestlers deserve to take drugs, or they should not taking drugs, or they think they should have to take drugs because they can be doing exercise like every single day? I don't know.
I don't know. You know what? I think it's mainly painkillers.
Uh huh. Mhm.
I think it's mainly painkillers. That's the
Mhm.
problem. Because a
Mhm.
lot of them do a lot of stuff and they need painkillers.
Mhm.
Because I believe it was a painkiller problem. He had a,
Mhm.
I don't know if it was an opioid problem or something he was dealing with, but I
Yeah.
don't know if that could have been the cause.
Yeah. Because I remember Benoit had a CTE, like all that brain trauma that he had, and I guess all the concussion. Because remember back in the day, the wrestlers used to have the chair and hit him in the head. I remember. Do you remember that? And remember that they used to hit in the chair in the head every time, and it caused all that bleeding everywhere. And then I thought bleeding was gonna be fake or real, but I'm for sure blood it was fake. But by my opinion, I think it was fake. But if it was real blood, that means you would be losing tons of blood, and you're being like straight to. I don't know. You had to go straight to the hospital. I don't know because I don't know how's it different than wrestling and boxing or USC because that shit's I don't know. It's hard to say, man.
No, that's crazy. But I don't know, man. I don't think it was that much.
Mhm.
I don't think it was that much.
Mhm.
I mean, I don't think it couldn't have been real. I mean, that's a big deal. Like, to be
Mhm.
bleeding that much,
Mhm.
I don't know.
Mhm. I know. I never seen that before. Like I remember I don't know if you ever watched that match. I don't know if you it was in Judgment Day, and I remember when it was Brock. I mean, not Brock. I mean Eddie Guerrero versus JBL. Remember JBL?
JBL.
Yeah, Bradshaw. Remember Bradshaw?
Yeah.
I don't know if you ever seen it when Bradshaw visits Eddie Guerrero. It was in Judgment Day, and what's his name when Bradshaw hit Eddie? Well, when Bradshaw hit Guerrero in the head on the chair, and Eddie's hair like his head cut off and blood was all over and all over his not in the ring but outside in the ring where by the right there by the broadcast or something and all
Yeah.
the blood. I don't know if you've seen it, but man, it was a lot of bleeding right there, dude. Like I remember, fuck, dude. Like, shit, you have to go to the hospital for that. I don't know.
I don't know. It makes you wonder if it, like I said, some of it was real and some of it was fake.
Hmm. Yeah. Wrestling's kind of crazy, dude.
Mm.
Man, it's crazy. I never seen that before.
But they would make it look real. I mean, it would look real.
Hmm.
It's just crazy how it would go down.
Hmm.
I remember they would say like they would hide blood packet. They would call them blood packets,
Hmm.
and they would get hit, and they would kind of like pop it on their forehead or whatever, and then they would smear it, and it looked like real.
Hmm. It's crazy.
Mm.
And I never was like, oh, I never seen this before. I was like, what the heck is that? Is it
No, I'm
ketchup?
serious, like for real. Like no, they would make it happen.
Hmm. Like my brother used to tell me, oh, it's ketchup. Like, what the heck? It's
Nah,
blood.
man, you couldn't make ketchup look like that.
I know. It's like, psh, oh, bleeding's everywhere. Yeah, yeah. W is crazy. Let's see what's the other funny story about W. I don't know. Do you have like any funny like memories about W funny stuff? I don't know. I don't have one, but I can think one. Like,
Yeah.
I'm trying to think a topic right now about W, like something funny, like a funny story that it happened. Shoot. Oh man, there's so many. Oh yeah, I remember when Donald Trump versus Vince McMahon at WrestleMania, and when Vince McMahon had to shave his hair bald. That was like so funny entertainment. That was funny. I was laughing my butt off. I don't know if you have seen it, but it was funny. Do you ever see what happened to Vince? Right?
No, I seen he had to shave his head off bald.
Uh huh.
Yeah, that was crazy.
Uh huh.
That was just like sometimes you gotta wonder, like, okay, how far are they gonna take this?
Mhm.
You know, sometimes I always wonder how far can they actually take this.
Mhm.
That was crazy.
When you join wrestling, like you want to be entertained, all the fans, or you thinking like, nah, wrestling is too boring. I'll get into more in like boxing or martial arts. I don't know. Will you entertain the wrestlers? I mean,
I
the
don't know,
wrestling
man.
fans.
I don't know. Honestly, I can't see myself getting into wrestling. I mean, I don't know. Maybe if it because it's all choreographed. But I mean, as far as a high flying and all that shit, I don't know.
Are you afraid of heights or you're not afraid of heights?
I'm afraid of heights a little bit. You
Mm-hmm.
know what I mean? It all depends where I'm at.
Mm-hmm.
But it depends of where am I gonna land. I gotta make sure I'm gonna land somewhere.
Yeah. Oh my god. Sorry. It's just my sore throat's coming. Let's see. What's the other wrestling? What's your favorite not matches, but what's your favorite one? Like Steel Cage, the Hell in a Cell, Tables and Ladders. Um, I don't know. There's so many matches, but what is your favorite one? Mine's will be like the Steel Cage, and the other one's Tables and Ladders and Chairs.
I
I
would
don't.
say Steel Cage is my favorite. Steel Cage.
Uh huh.
because I like when they climb at the top of the cage. Especially, I used to like those wrestling matches when they do the, what was it called, the the money match.
Oh, the money, the bank match or something.
Yeah, they would have the suitcase at the top and they'd wrestle and try to fuck each other up by the time they get there. And then
Yeah.
one guy would fucking kick a guy down, he'd fall, or they body slam him off that shit.
Hmm.
That was crazy.
Yeah, I remember that. Remember they used to have the limited chamber. Remember that? Did you ever remember that one?
Yeah,
Remember
that was crazy.
they
He would
used to
fucking straight fucking grab somebody and throw him off the fucking thing, and oh my god. I
remember
think
they had
even
like,
I think Dusty Rhodes. Remember Dusty Rhodes?
yeah, I remember him.
He was in a cage match.
Yeah, I remember that.
Yeah, Dusty Rhodes was a shit.
Remember they used to have in WCW used to have war games too? When they had used to have two
Yeah,
cages and two rings at the same time.
yeah.
I remember
I'm.
that. I remember that. I didn't watch it, but I heard about it, like, oh, I remember that.
Yeah, I
That was
remember that.
kind of dope. Um, remember okay, remember Mankind or Mick Foley, whatever. Remember the Undertaker put Foley on the announcement table? You ever seen that?
On where he put him on the what?
Remember when? Okay, remember the Undertaker and Mick Foley went on top of the cage on the hill in the cell when they climb up, and then when the Undertaker threw Mick Foley threw in the announcement table on the floor. Never ever seen it.
I think so. Yeah.
Remember that when he on the announcement table and Mick Foley land like and a lot of the fans' reactions like, "What the heck? How did you do that?" You know, and then after Mick Foley, he had to got off. You know, when he went to I don't know what he went to, and then he came back and he wants to fight more, and that's when Triple H, no, not Triple H, I mean when not Triple H, when Undertaker did a trunk slam Mick Foley again, and when the cage had broken, that's when he landed on the ring. Like, how the hell does Mick Foley can land? You know, and then he gets up and land and gets back. This dude can get. This is like a whole core dude. I don't know how he does that.
I don't know. I mean, it's just crazy. It's just like when Undertaker. It's just like when I think I don't know if I can remember quite right when Undertaker. I think he tried to do his signature move off. What was it called? The Tombstone.
Hmm.
I don't know. I don't know if Undertaker one time tried to do it on a steel cage match. Like I don't know why, but I'm thinking like I'm starting to remember a lot of different shit. But it's
Hmm.
like they would always take their signature moves to a different level, dude. I
Hmm.
think that's why they had to come out with those kind of scenarios
Right.
because maybe the people were tired of seeing the same old stuff. So it's
Hmm.
like, how can we make this more?
Hmm.
Entertainment, dude.
Right.
You know what I
Yeah.
mean?
Yeah. Wrestling is getting more entertainment those years. Wrestling, they always say it's fake. Sometimes say it's real, but it just doesn't matter. But W was really fun back then. But now, like now, there's all the new wrestlers coming now. The new generation wrestlers now. Like we don't know who they are, where they're coming from, and it's a lot of hard work to be a wrestler. But those, I was like, who those guys are? I don't know who they are, or the wrestlers I knew, or some wrestlers I do know. But right now, who's my favorite wrestler? I don't have one right now. But if I take it back, I would have say I can see Undertaker, but yeah, but it's a lot of wrestlers right now. This wrestlers, this generation, it's not the same anymore.
You don't think so?
No, wrestling is not the same. All the wrestlers are already gone, and they're all retired, or some they went to the wrestling program or a wrestling show. But now that Vince McMahon's not there anymore, I think yeah, he did retire. Thank God. But now his daughter's taking the replacement. But
Oh, that's right. Veronica McMahon, huh?
no, Stephanie.
Oh, yeah, there you go. Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah.
Hmm. Yeah.
Oh man, dude.
You know, wrestling is not the same.
I
And
don't even. I mean, I haven't watched wrestling in a while, but every time I do see little clips of it, I get entertained. But I'm like,
uh,
I don't know. I grew up, in WWF era, man. Like, I believe the WWF era was crazy.
I know. I bet. Remember?
They had the Junkyard Dog. They had Jimmy Superfly Snuka.
Yeah, I remember that guy.
They had Lee. I think that guy Lee.
Uh huh.
There's a bunch of badass wrestlers.
Remember? Who was a funny dude? Not Jimmy Hart. He was funny. Remember Brother Love? I mean, Brother Love. Remember him?
Brother Love.
Yeah, when he has glasses on, he used to have his face all red. He used to be a manager for the Undertaker back then.
Oh yeah, yeah, yeah.
Oh, Brother Love. I know the Undertaker.
Yeah, yeah, that dude. Yeah, I remember him.
How about Paul Bear? Remember Paul Bear when he used to be with the Undertaker too? When he used to carry Undertaker and Aaron too?
Yeah, that was crazy.
Ooh, the Undertaker. It was all
Yeah,
scary. Oh my god, Paul him was Paul
I
big.
used to like it when when he would play the spooky music in the background.
I
That was
know.
crazy.
It's funny. Who was
Yeah.
that funny dude back in WF? Oh, dude. Remember what's his name? I forgot. There's so many wrestlers who was funny back in WF era. Oh man, who was funny? Oh, remember I think Roman's kind of funny too. Runs like Ramon. He was kind of funny too when he used to.
Razor Ramon was badass.
I know he was.
He's like, "Hey, Chico, you expect me to pay for all this?" Or no, he would go, "Hey, Chica, you expect me to pay for this dinner? You served me. You know what? You should be happy that I'm even here, Chica. You
Yeah, I
should be
remember.
happy I'm even here."
Oh my
I
god,
was like, tell her
I
like it is. 'Cause that's what I
yeah.
would have said. I would have been like, "You expect me to pay for this, Chica?"
Dang, that's crazy.
I'd be like, "You better pay for my food, Chica."
Right? Let's see. I'm trying to make a see who's funny.
And then he would talk shit and be like, "Do you know I have a million other chicas out there right now just waiting for me?"
Remember on Macho Man?
Oh, Macho Man was awesome.
Man, I
Yeah,
remember.
Macho Man was awesome, dude. That
Uh-huh.
guy, he had energy. Like, man, it's like that guy drank like 10 Red Bulls. He was just like on point.
Man, he was kind of funny too.
Yeah, he was for real.
Yeah, I'm trying to look who was funny too. I don't know who was funny. Man, there's so many wrestlers who was funny. It's hard to say. We already talked about Rikishi.
Yeah.
We already talked about DX. Oh man, there's so many who I don't know who's a funny wrestlers all time.
You know who was funny?
What?
Um, Roddy Piper. Roddy
Yeah,
Piper was funny
yeah, I remember he used to beat up people like that. I don't
because,
like.
dude, that guy would come out in a freaking skirt. Remember that guy would come out with a
Yeah,
freaking skirt?
yeah, that's funny. I
Yeah,
don't know.
he would come out in the freaking skirt.
I don't know how he does it, man. Let's see. I know Eddie only he didn't stay longer at WWE before he passed. Um, dude, there's so many funny guys. Who was a funny wrestler? I'm trying to look, dude. Um, I know Frogs is kind of funny too. I don't know, man. There's a lot of wrestlers who are funny too. Remember, I forgot his name. I cannot think one, but I know there was a lot of funny wrestlers. Oh, remember Goldust? Limo? Oh.
Yes.
Remember Godos?
Yeah, I remember Goldust. Yeah, but that was that dude that was covered all in gold, huh?
Yeah, when he used to do this.
Yeah. Okay. But it makes you wonder, why would he do that?
It means he's gay. I'm just kidding. I did that to my mom one time. I said, Mom, what?
But dude, it just makes you
I
wonder, like,
scared
why
my
would he
mom
do,
to
like, why would he do that? Like, why would he breathe in and out?
You know that's Dusty's son, right?
Yeah, yeah, Dusty Rhodes' son. Yeah,
And that's Cody's half brother.
yeah,
Cody Rhodes, that one is that other muchacho. That guy's funny, dude. I think Cody was funny. Remember,
yeah,
okay, remember him and Boogie Goldust and Boogie T used to team up, and
yeah.
when remember Goldust and Boogie T were in the same bed, in the same bedroom. Oh, go leave in the NWO. Remember that? Then he when he was challenging told when Goldust told Boogie T like, "Hey, can I have your wiener?" Remember?
What?
Remember that? I don't know if you
What?
remember.
No, I don't remember that. I don't remember that scene, man.
Yeah, that was funny, dude. Like, if I eat your winner, if you have my slipper, I can have your winner. Like, whoa, that's too much, bro. That was kind of funny. I was laughing, like, bro, really? I
Nah,
was,
but why would he even come out and say that? Like,
I don't know. Maybe he's Hoto, probably. I don't know. He's already had a girl before, but it's kind of funny.
yeah, but a lot of guys have girls as cover-ups, and then they want to come out like, "Hey, like, how's it going?" What the hell?
Remember, remember, Val Venus? Remember Val Venus when he used to go at his tower and showing his sexy 20s all the time?
Son of a. Yeah. Híjole.
Anyway, finish. I'm gonna end the stream. We can hang out, Primo. I'm gonna get some more, dude. I'm thirsty, dude.
All right, you got it, primo.
Yeah, we're not leaving. We're just gonna hang out for a little bit.
All right, you got it.
All right.